What's up, everybody? By the time we finished this episode, we realized it is rather long. So we wanted to kind of give a quick preface of a lot of the information real quick. The Louisville Zoo has over 1,200 animals in the collection. Favorites include gorillas, lions, tigers, penguins, grizzly
Bears.
and polar bears. Oh my. Seals and sea lions, giraffes, pygmy hippos, orangutans, reptiles, hundreds of birds, and so much more. You can check out the website for more information on exactly what they have. And then there's a number of reasons you might not see some animals out. Obviously, if they have health issues, maintenance on the exhibits. Some of them, it's up to them whether they're kind of on view or not because they have spaces they can just go into themselves. And a few exhibits like Glacier Run, the Islands, and the Gorilla Forest actually have animal management programs that call for the rotation of animals on and off exhibit. And it's to allow for enrichment, diversity of daily experiences, and rest and time with zookeepers and trainers. So obviously they do the best they can to show everything they can. But if you're from out of town or anything looking for information about the zoo, definitely make sure to check out their website. And I just want to point out on their website, they have a page for today. And so if you're in town wondering what you might be able to see or expect to see, their hours are listed. And then they actually have the animals on exhibit, what the rides like the carousel, if it's operational for the day, and different presentations, which are pretty cool. So this is where you can see what time the March of the Penguins is, see what time the sea and sea lion training demonstrations are, and stuff like that. So if you're from out of town, or even if you're from the Ville and you just want to know what's going on today at the zoo before you go, make sure to check out their website for more information.
Yeah.
With that, we'll give you a lot more information if you keep watching. I wonder what they're going to do with that space, though. It's a big space.
Dollar General.
A parking garage. Right. Oh, man.
What we're going to do is just put a bunch of one-ways around it, so I just got to park in the center.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Interest of the greater good for me to smoke a joint and calm down.
I am the greatest. He'll fall an eight to prove that I'm great. And if he keeps talking jive, I'm going to cut it to 5.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Ville Chillin' Podcast. Today, we are talking about one of my favorite attractions in Louisville. Maybe that's because I have a 5-year-old, but, I think everybody kind of loves the zoo in general.
Everyone likes the zoo, dude.
You see plenty of people there without kids. It'd been a long time since I'd been until I had a kid, but it's an awesome place. Awesome memories, awesome events. And I mean, we'll get into some more details, but I think they bring in like 750 to almost a million, 750,000 to almost a million people a year.
Wow.
So,
and they rescue like a bunch of the animals and help like preserve them, make sure that they're like, or what is it? Conserve.
They have several initiatives with animals to like protect the breed and stuff because they're endangered and all kinds of cool stuff.
Do you have a favorite animal at the zoo?
I've always loved the gorillas.
Dude, they have some badass gorillas there.
And the orangutans.
I think they fight. They have to keep them separated.
Yeah, they're usually separated, but
that's how Planet of the Apes started.
That's why they do. It's not because they fight each other. It's because they'll start fighting the humans.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're like start plotting and stuff. Man, that's Woody Harrelson knows, dude. Like, I like the Komodo dragons.
They're cool.
They're badass.
And I mean, they got all kinds of cool stuff there for real. We'll get into some of the more well known ones.
I just heard the other day they like separated from like dragonflies, like on the tree thing.
What?
Yeah, like the evolutionary tree thing. Yeah, they split between dragonflies and Komodo dragons.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
Look it up, dude. Darwin.
I don't know about that. Some of the things that they got going on, we'll get into some details later, but they have something called the Roorchestra coming up July 6th, which sounds pretty interesting. They got the Louisville Orchestra putting on a show, basically at their renovated stage.
That's badass. I'm just picturing like Simba in the background, just like roaring.
Now, I doubt they'll have any actual animals on stage. It would be cool if they did.
At least in the background for backdrop or something.
They have a new exhibit now with koalas
Why they assume he's Australian?
because they're from Australia. The elephants.
Maybe he's born here. I don't know.
The elephants are actually going to be leaving next year in 2025. So we'll touch more on that, but they have a lot of information and ways to kind of follow their journey to their new home in Tennessee.
See you later, Dumbo. And
It's Punch and Mickey, I think, or
Punch and Mickey.
something like that. They got sensory inclusive initiatives going on with Culture City.
And they got a picture of an overstimulated looking tiger.
Yeah, dude. Tiger in the headlights instead of a deer in the headlights, you know?
He definitely looks like he has some like sensory overload going.
And then we'll talk a little bit about the Kentucky Trails exhibit that's going to be coming up soon. Well, I say soon. It's going to be a few years down the road. And then they have live cameras of a couple of the animal exhibits. So they got a lot going on, and it's pretty awesome that they're doing as much as they are around the city. But before we even talk too much about the current Louisville Zoo, we want to talk a little bit about the first Louisville Zoo, which was actually in the Colonial Gardens, which is currently a restaurant complex located in the Kenwood Hill neighborhood. So right there at Kenwood and New Cut.
Elvis was there.
Right. It used to be part of Sinnings Park and the site of the first zoo in Louisville. Sinnings Park was started in 1902 by a German immigrant to Louisville from Germany, Germany, named Frederick Karl Sinning. He immigrated here in 1868. Prior to opening the park, he and his wife Minnie founded the Sinning Hotel at 2nd and Jefferson in downtown Louisville, as well as the first bowling alley in Louisville at the corner of 8th and Main. So I think that's pretty cool. The park started on 2.5 acres, benefited from being only a block from the loop that electric streetcars use for the 4th Street route. So it didn't start with the zoo, but it had enough going on for it. They used to have dancing and dining, picnics, and political rallies were common, and it was close, only a block from the electric streetcar loop, so made it easy for people to get there. The zoo started during the Prohibition era and barely survived the Great Depression. In 1920, the Sinnings' son, William, began the zoo operations, with his parents going on a trip to Europe. The animals they had was alligators, bears, deer, exotic birds, leopards, lions, monkeys, ostriches for riding. That's interesting. And tigers. However, it cost a lot of money, and it ended up closing in 1939. And the park was sold at auction for $15,000 the following year. The new owner, B.A. Watson, opened a restaurant on the property called Colonial Gardens and immediately closed the zoo. But the Colonial Gardens current day has gone through quite the renovation recently. With the pizza place closed, I think, again. But they have the BA Colonial, and they still seem to be doing pretty good. I drove by there today. They have karaoke every week, and they got a lot going on for them.
Well, and you made a good point earlier when you was like pulling that up or whatever, how it was probably not the best idea to open a zoo during the Depression.
Yeah, it's like kind of silly. It costs a lot of money to keep exotic animals, and then people can't afford to go to see exotic animals.
I'm picturing like people just watching these tigers eat like other animal, and they're starving, and they're just like, I want to eat the tiger. Like,
Yeah.
why is he eating and I'm hungry?
Yeah, that's supposed to be dinner, not a show. You can't afford both in this
Elvis
day
in
and
the
age.
background just like. But it was during, like you said, the Prohibition era, so I wonder how much that had to do with it, where it was something like where there was a missing part in the market. You get what I'm saying? Like, as far as they were depending on the profits from the drinks, and that was gone, so they were like, we got some lions.
I bet there was like a backroom bar at the zoo nobody knew about.
Too soon, bro.
Oh man. But anyways, I thought it was cool that was kind of the first zoo in Louisville, and its location I found very interesting. Now, of course, the current Louisville Zoological Gardens, we affectionately refer to as the Louisville Zoo, is a 134-acre zoo situated in the city's Poplar Level neighborhood, founded in 1969. So the previous zoo closed in 39. This one opened in 69. And it's considered the state zoo of Kentucky, with over 1,200 animals on exhibit and naturalistic and mixed animal settings representing both geographical areas and biomes or habitats. So I find that pretty cool. And here's where it says 760,000 to 945,000 visitors a year. And it is an accredited zoo, accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums and the American Alliance of Museums. So definitely bringing in a lot of people and doing things well enough to be accredited by two major associations. So it opened May 1st, 1969 with 250 animals on exhibit, built on land acquired by the city of Louisville in the 60s from the estate of Ben Collins. And much of the initial funding was donated by James Graham Brown, actually. So you may know, you may not know, he was the developer best known for the Brown Hotel, Brown Theater, Brown Garage, Commonwealth Building, and the Kentucky Towers. So on opening day, they mostly had exhibits with four-legged animals such as elephants and giraffes. There was also a train to take zoo visitors past several exhibits. The train closed operation in 2019, and they were sold in 2021. Opening day had some criticism from the general public as a lack of shade was evident throughout the zoo. However, they planted a bunch of trees, of course, and those now offer plenty of shade. And a lot of the exhibits themselves are shaded, they're covered in a way, or, they have the indoor exhibits too, like the Herp Aquarium and stuff with all the snakes and all that fun stuff. So, in 1997, a fully restored Philadelphia Toboggan Company carousel was added as an attraction. My daughter asks every time to go on it. Unfortunately, it does cost extra. It's not a lot. You can get like a whole day pass for like $5, and kids can ride it as much as they want. But still, it does cost extra, but they love it.
You just tell them the carousel's resting, and then you like.
I just tell her we'll do it next time. Usually, we go. I'll
Like,
take
but
her on
what
the
about the zebra? Like,
Right.
ice cream.
Well, yeah, she either kind of gets like a carousel ride or Dippin' Dots, one or the other.
Which, hey, for a future episode, Dippin' Dots, made in Kentucky.
Paducah, I think.
Sorry,
In May
that's-
2007, Glacier Run Splash Park, a children's water playground with 42 water spray features, opened at the zoo. The Splash Park was the first phase of the Glacier Run area to open, which has polar bear exhibits, and then I think the seals and sea lions are part of the Glacier Run. The Louisville Zoo has 8 large exhibits, and of course they're adding a 9th one. They have the islands, Africa, Glacier Run, Australia, South America, the Herp Aquarium, Gorilla Forest, and the Cats of the Americas exhibit.
Dude. Okay, and now it's about to talk about like the gorilla forest. Earlier you were saying like your favorite animal is the gorilla.
Yeah.
Right. Mine's the Komodo dragon. Who do you think would win? That's like classic Godzilla versus Donkey Kong for real. Or what is it?
King Kong?
King Kong, yeah.
I think the gorilla would definitely win. They're
It
strong,
depends.
dude.
They are, dude. Like
They are massive too. The zoo was actually awarded the 2003 Association of Zoos and Aquariums Exhibit Award for its 4-acre exhibit, the Gorilla Forest. The exhibit currently houses a troop of 8 western lowland gorillas and a pygmy hippopotamus.
what's a pygmy hippopotamus?
It's just a small hippo.
They starving it.
No,
Oh, sorry. Why did that out?
well, I think it is actually a baby hippo. I could be wrong, but poor Annabelle can never see it because it's always laying at the top of its waterfall, just chilling in the water, like laying down, and it just looks like a rock. And so she can't see it. She can't pick it out.
Hey, at least it's good at camouflage. Like
It is, dude.
Well, I feel like it's like a cow. Like if somebody was to, like push it over, well, it, like sleep standing up probably, and you just like push
It just falls over.
No milk.
Oh man, the gorilla exhibit itself is really cool. The little sanctuary that they can go into because visitors are literally only separated by glass, and sometimes the gorillas really are pretty interactive.
Dude, do you see the one where like that one chick had the phone or whatever? Yeah, that was it. That was here.
Yeah,
It went viral.
yeah, they like seeing the stuff sometimes. But now you got all these people trying to go up to the gorillas or even the orangutans, showing them pictures, and they just don't care. Like they're like, I've seen this a million times now. It's not cool anymore.
Right.
Several different outdoor vantage points are available from which to see the gorillas playing and relaxing. They even have this like outdoor like kind of hut thing built.
Don't they have
that
like
you
a
can
little
see 'em
trapeze
on.
or something? Like
Yeah.
like they got like the almost looks like a what's that thing? A hammock or something, like a little like rope
I
hammock.
think so. Yeah, yeah. They got all kinds of stuff for them. Honestly,
Have you ever seen them almost fight?
no, I've seen them charge at the glass though.
Well, yeah, that's some fighting.
It happens, yeah. But you see them do all kinds of stuff, especially when you go as often as we've been going, like just picking up food, eating their salads. It's my way of trying to get Annabelle to eat salads. She still refuses, but
You're like, look, the monkeys eat their salad.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because they love all that lettuce and stuff, though. It's
Look how
like
strong
it,
they
dude.
are over here, like banging on
Exactly. Unfortunately, in October 2022, one female gorilla named Helen passed away. But at the time of her death, she was the second oldest gorilla in history, being born in Cameroon in 1958. She was known as the Grand Dame of the gorilla world.
It says a lot too. I think about like about the zoo as far as being able to help make sure that an older gorilla like that was able to like live that long.
Yeah, the Louisville Zoo's actually done awesome, I think. There are people who have their favorite zoos and, they prefer like the Cincinnati Zoo and things like that. But I think even as a local, I still love going to the zoo. You see, like some of the animals are doing the same thing all the time, but so many of them also aren't,
And I haven't been in a while, but I mean, you go every couple of weeks, right? Like, would you say like at least 2 or 3 times a month? Would you say?
There was one weekend where I went twice in 2 days, Saturday and Sunday I went.
Yeah.
So Annabelle likes doing it. It helps me get out and actually walk more and get in the sun. And I need to go. I haven't been since we've been back from Alabama, and I need to go again for real.
Yeah, definitely one of those things. Like, it's different every time you go there because it could be the exact same exhibits, but the animals are going to act differently.
Well, and
depending
they
on
actually
the day and the time, and
they actually rotate them. So like sometimes they have like a toucan, and sometimes they have a macaw in one of the bird exhibits, and then
caw.
a macaw. It's but they do have several areas where they rotate different animals in and out. Like the seals and the sea lions, they rotate them out, but like different ones in and out. So
Which makes sense because I feel like they would not get along.
and some of them don't, and that's exactly why they said they do that. So they can only have certain ones out together, and they all
give them
act different.
like kind of like a different experience, so they're not being bored or something. They're being stimulated, like they would out in the wild or whatever, but not like fighting.
Exactly. Yep.
Dana White's over here like, wait.
He said gorilla fights.
He's about to already go and make that the Komodo versus the
Oh god. Dude.
Joe Rogan. He's like, we should give him shrooms.
We'll edit that out.
No, we're not. We're not. That's staying. I don't care, dude.
The Herp Aquarium features over 100 species of reptiles, amphibians, and fish from around the world, including boa constrictors, Gila monsters, panther chameleons.
Go back. What's a Gila monster?
They're really poisonous.
Dude, that's from the Hose. Shia LaBeouf.
Is it?
Yeah, even Stevens. Look it up. Dude, we got to do a side quest.
Why do we gotta do a
Click on
side
it.
quest? Just see if it's in holes.
Yeah. If you just want to Wikipedia, yep.
Yeah, apparently it is. Or no, they're supposed to be Gila monsters. Okay, maybe somebody down here said bearded dragons, but
They ain't got no beards, dude. Maybe.
it might be a Gila monster. I don't know. They're super poisonous. Panther chameleons, Chinese alligators, and black piranhas. Which the Chinese alligators are actually, they're just like these little baby looking alligators. They're really cute. They got like 3 or 4 of them. They're right next to King Louis.
Okay, okay, that's Louis. Never mind. Yeah, I remember him. He just be chilling, dude.
He does, yeah. He's an albino alligator, obviously, and he's named King Louis.
I think I've seen like little butterflies like drop on him or some shit, and he don't even care.
That's not enough meat for him to care about, dude.
Nah.
He's not going to chomp at that. He's actually named after King Louis XVI of France, after whom the city of Louisville is also named. Louis was hatched at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm Zoological Park. Where's that at?
There.
Florida. So he was born in Florida.
Really? So they just brought him here?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Brought him to the Louisville Zoo. The Louisville Zoo currently houses a group of critically endangered Panamanian golden frogs.
They look poisonous.
They look very poisonous. The zoo is working to preserve this species of frog from extinction. Their numbers have declined in the wild, partly due to a fungus and habitat destruction. On March 31st, 2006, the zoo added a group of 7 common vampire bats obtained from the Philadelphia Zoo, and another 10 from the Sedgwick County Zoo were added in May of 2006. Eventually, the exhibit will house around 40 bats. The exhibit is designed to look like an old mine shaft, and it really does. When you go in there and seeing them like walk around and fly around is kind of cool. Dude, seeing bats just drink water is kind of the cutest thing ever.
They lap it up, don't they?
Yeah, they like just
like
kind of like crawl their way up it, because the vampire bats are tiny. They're like this big unless their wings are out, and then they're still not that much bigger. It's awesome, though. It says that they had 7, and then they got another 10. I think there's more now. Some of this information, I'm pretty sure, is outdated.
Like different species, or
no, different common vampire bats. But I'm pretty sure there's more than 17 bats in the little enclosure. They move around a lot. It's hard to count, but
yeah, it's like butterflies, but it's like gothic butterflies or something.
Moving on to the islands, the zoo has a distinctive zoological exhibit called Islands, which is the first zoological exhibit in the world that uses a system of rotating a variety of animals into one exhibit.
Okay, that's what you was talking about. Where they're
Yep. This way, the animals can explore different habitats throughout the day as they would in the wild. This helps to give the animals needed stimulation and heightens their awareness. Moreover, the exhibit is the first to have natural predator and prey in the same space. It has 3 outdoor exhibit areas and 1 indoor area. All of the animals in this exhibit are endangered or threatened species. The animals on display change from day to day so that visitors can have a new and different experience with each visit. And it can include tigers, orangutans, siamangs, babirussas, and tapirs.
Why, as you was saying that, again, the only thing that came to mind was Dana White was over here like, Darwin Wars, bro. Last animal lives. Survival of the fittest.
The zoo is home to 4 orangutans, 2 males and 2 females. Amber and Teak are half siblings sharing the same father and are hybrid orangutans, while Gunny and Bella are purebred Sumatran orangutans and are under breeding recommendation, though there is yet to be any successful breeding between them.
Who's getting stoned and naming these monkeys, bro?
The Islands Pavilion is an indoor area that houses many species of birds, including the white-throated ground dove.
Say that again?
No. The zoo was the first zoo in the world to hatch this rare dove in captivity. The first hatchling was born on October 17, 2006, and a second followed on December 1st, 2006. So that's kind of cool. You know, that's just yet another accolade for the Louisville Zoo. They have plenty of other kinds of birds. I'm definitely not going through all of them, but
They used to have peacocks.
they used to.
They
but
had free
don't.
roaming peacocks, but then they escaped.
Yeah, they don't have them anymore. But they do have several different types of pigeons, doves, bluebirds, cardinals, storks, penguins, all kinds of stuff. They also have fruit bats, which are really big, but they also eat really good because you can see them in there and they got like things stuffed with like kale and like apples and like all kinds of potatoes, all kinds of different food for the fruit bats. You can watch them eat.
Arizona penguins, Cuban crocodiles, Komodo dragons.
Yeah, they got your Komodo dragon.
There they are, dude. He is plotting eternity. Like he.
Oh man, the next exhibit, the Wallaroo Walkabout, opened.
what?
Wallaroo Walkabout. It opened in 2007, and it lets guests walk directly through the exhibit, which is home to common wallaroos and red-necked wallabies, as well as some Australian birds, including the emu, the kookaburra, and a Cape Barren goose. Thus, visitors are able to interact with the wallaroos and wallabies if they stay on the walkway. And after the wallaroos and wallabies, guests can go into the lorikeet landing. It's an Australian exhibit that is a walk-through aviary filled with several brightly colored birds known as lorikeets. They have 56 lorikeets, apparently. It's set to be, according to Wikipedia right now, it's set to be renovated by 2025 to support kangaroos. Glacier Run, again, has polar bears, harbor seals, gray seals, sea lions, grizzly bears, snowy owls, and sea eagles. They have a lot. They also have snow leopards, tigers, and cranes.
They should put like a lazy river right in between all that. Wouldn't that be really cool? Like just like going down, like you look to the left, there's like a polar bear on the right. There's just like a penguin just chilling. You're
sounds
chilling.
terrifying.
Yeah, but there's glass between it, dude. Like
the polar bears are actually really awesome to watch because they actually dive down and swim in the water sometimes, and they have a lower area where you can actually see through the glass and see them down there.
Do they still have that? Okay, yeah. Again, it's been a while since I've been there, but it used to be like what we're looking at right now. They're kind of like outside. Then they can go inside, and it's like an enclosure. It's still the same thing to them, but it's on the inside to where you have a better look and can see them underwater and more aquatic like.
And you can see the seals and sea lions under there sometimes too.
Not at the same time.
Well, they're in separate enclosures, but they're right next to each other.
Are they teasing them, dude?
No,
like
they can't see.
Like...
The polar bears cannot see the seals and sea lions.
He's like, I smell them. Like, where are they at?
They also have the African exhibit, which has lions, camels, rhinoceros, warthogs, addaxes, meerkats.
The Lion King.
All kinds of stuff. Giraffes, zebras, vultures, cranes, bongos, dwarf goats. You can actually go pet the goats too sometimes.
Oh.
They got the lemurs, and then they got the colobus monkeys and red-tailed monkeys. The colobus monkeys you can actually often see. They have a big enclosure outside where they kind of hang out, and you can see them running around sometimes. They have some long tails, dude. Super long tails. The zoo is one of the few zoos to exhibit African and Asian elephants together in the same habitat. The zoo is home to an Asian elephant named Punch, who was born in 1970 and is currently the oldest Asian elephant in North America.
That's an awesome name.
And an African bush elephant named Mickey, who was born in 1985. It's sad. Part of the reason, so they're actually having to get rid of the elephants, and we'll talk more about it in a little bit. But it's because apparently the Zoological Association requires you to have 3 elephants per exhibit, and the son that was born in 2019 actually died from gastrointestinal complications or something. Sad.
But you can't have lonely elephants, so they got to relocate them.
Yeah.
Which means they on a journey, right?
Well,
is it Tennessee? Is that
Tennessee, yeah. They also have the Cats of the Americas part of the zoo. It's next to the South America exhibit, where you can see a lynx, bald eagles, and a puma. And they get pretty active, too. They kind of run around their enclosures. The bald eagles is pretty interesting, and I'm surprised it's not on here. I should edit this. The bald eagles are there. Most people would think, why would you keep bald eagles? You know, representation of American freedom and soaring through the air. Well, they're injured and they can't fly anyways. So they're actually keeping them there to keep them safe and alive and healthy. Because out in the wild, they would not make it.
And they feel like badasses because, like, the keepers just, like, feed them, like, mice and stuff or whatever, and they just be chilling.
Yeah, they're just hurt, so they helped rehabilitate them and just Keep them healthy.
They put like a little net so they don't get out and get eaten by a tiger or something, you know.
Yep.
America.
The South American exhibit has all kinds of different stuff from the Andes grasslands and the Amazon rainforest. They have Chilean flamingos, maned wolves, two-toed sloth, jaguars. I haven't seen the jaguars, so I don't know if they still have that, but they have macaws.
Hokta.
The flamingos are Annabelle's favorite to see because it's just a big sea of pink.
When I was talking about the penguins, when I was talking about like where the peacocks went or whatever, the free roaming peacocks, she's like, nah, they got flamingos. Like that's
Yeah.
her jam, isn't it?
Yep, exactly. So one thing coming up is the Kentucky Trails, which the dates in here are a little bit outdated because according to the zoo website now, they're still trying to raise money, but it's expected to house bison, elk, black bears, and bobcats. So, pretty awesome in my mind. They have a lot of stuff. It's actually a really awesome zoo. If you're ever in the Louisville area looking for something to do to kill a couple hours, I highly recommend it. And if you live in Louisville, I highly recommend getting season passes because you go like 3 times in the whole
Pays for
year.
itself.
Yeah, it's paid for, and they're open pretty much year round except for holiday, like major holidays. So, what's up, everybody? We just wanted to take a quick pause and say, if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. Drop us a couple comments. Let us know what you like, what you don't, and let us know what you think about the video. And make sure to share out with your friends and family. It really helps us a lot.
Yeah, we're on every social media platform. We're on every podcast provider out there. So whenever you get a chance, just give us a like, give us a follow. We definitely appreciate it. It really help us out.
And with that, we'll get right back to it.
Yeah.
All right, on to some of the upcoming events that they have coming. The Roorchestra. We talked about that a little bit earlier. It's going to be with a collaboration between the Louisville Zoo and the Louisville Orchestra. So it says Louisville Orchestra and your Louisville Zoo have partnered together again to present a wildly entertaining musical evening. Bring your blanket or lawn chairs and enjoy live music under the stars at the zoo's renovated Oasis stage. So they got quite a lineup, and they'll be doing songs. A lot of songs that a lot of people know.
They said they're going to be covering like Lionel Richie. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like they're covering Lionel Richie and just the lions are roaring in the background just because. Like,
Endless Love by Lionel Richie.
man.
They're doing Rock Steady by Aretha Franklin. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. They got all kinds of stuff going on. So we'll see what happens. In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
Hey, so like is
Probably
the membership like included on that? Like, or do you have to pay extra?
I think you do have to pay extra. Yeah, $30 for adults, $15 for children. But it's after normal zoo hours, so it's not like it's going to be
So you
super
can still
busy.
go to the zoo that day, and then like you just pay extra if you want to stay later. And
Yeah, I think the zoo normally closes, like its normal closing is at 6, and that's so that they can get ready for these types of events. So for those ticket holders for the Roorchestra, it opens at 7, and you can walk around the zoo until 8, and the concert begins at 8:30. Oh, pretty awesome. The new exhibit they open, g'day y'all. They got a couple of koalas. So it says, get ready for an exhilarating adventure at your Louisville Zoo as we prepare to welcome an iconic species from down under to the bluegrass state. Well, I guess maybe they don't have it yet. It says, later this June, look forward to the arrival of male koalas, Daruk and
Derek.
Talawi. That is not Derek. Journeying all the way from San Diego. Man. It's been a while since we last had the pleasure of hosting koalas, with our last sighting dating back to 2000. These koalas, however, are here to stay. So they're in Louisville, but are still behind the scenes, I guess, kind of adapting to their new.
they're like, I guess
surroundings.
I'm gonna live and die here.
Hey, to live and die,
Die
in
in
the
the
Ville,
KY.
man. To live and die in the Ville, dude, that sounds good to me. So this is a little bit more about the
They look happy. Look at the
elephant's
elephants.
journey, dude. They are so happy, honestly.
They are hyped.
Sometimes the female, you can see her at the gate, like just searching for food and kind of like just staring at people as they walk by. It's really fun.
They do look happy though.
They do. For every resident animal, we create a care plan for all stages of their life. Punch is 53 and is considered geriatric for a elephant, and Mickey at 37 is gracefully entering her senior years. With the passing of Mickey's calf Fitz in 2023, the zoo fell below the Association of Zoos and Aquariums standard of 3 elephants for an exhibit. Ultimately, the ongoing welfare of Punch and Mickey is our highest priority. So it says we have reached the point where it is imperative that we secure an optimal location where Mickey and Punch may retire together and guarantee companionship when one inevitably passes before the other. So they'll be going to the elephant sanctuary in Tennessee.
Sad.
It is. But it's a natural part of life, and I think that's something that the zoo does an awesome job of kind of exhibiting. And I mean, it's always sad, but it's gentle teachings to the kids, you know, in a way, because it's an inevitable part of life. The Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee, it's just south of Nashville, and it's the nation's largest natural habitat refuge developed specifically for elephants. So they'll still live together, but we'll have over 3,000 acres to roam. That's a lot.
In Tennessee, dude, you better be careful.
So they're planning to move them in spring of 2025. However, there will be a lot of opportunities to celebrate their impact on our zoo between now and then. I wonder what they're going to do with that space, though. It's a big space.
Dollar General.
A parking garage.
Right.
Oh, man.
What we're going to do is just put a bunch of one-ways around it, so they just got to park in the center.
So for anyone who has sensory issues or children with sensory issues, the Louisville Zoo is partnered with Culture City, and they offer sensory bags. It has different kind of like fidget items and noise-reducing headphones. So just a way to help anyone who does have any of those sensory type issues to still be able to enjoy the zoo without too much concern, and
kind of help them be more in the moment and not, as distracted or overstimulated. Definitely.
Overloaded. Yeah. And
I mean, that
on the map, they even have like,
anyways.
They have labels for headphone zones and then like quiet areas so that people can know when, like if they're getting to an area that could potentially be louder, like the lions roaring and stuff, they should put on those noise canceling headphones.
That's cool.
The Kentucky Trails exhibit that's coming up, it's an ambitious project, and it's to be located on 20 undeveloped acres near 2 popular zoo exhibits, Glacier Run and Snow Leopard Pass. The snow leopards are really cool too.
I wonder if that's going to be like you were talking about, like I wonder what they're going to do with that other area. Mm-hmm. Once the elephants move or whatever. I wonder if that's some of the things that they're kind of planning.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of where that specific area would be. We'd have to look at the map. It could be. The Kentucky Trails will be an extensive, interactive, naturalistic experience, providing up-close encounters with species such as bison, elk, black bear, bobcat, and other iconic native animals.
Rogan's over here hyped. He's like, bison?
You can't hunt them.
He's like, asparagus?
Joe, stay out of Kentucky, dude.
Daddy Joe, we're on our way.
In addition to amazing animal encounters, Kentucky Trails will feature new rides and attractions, allowing for guests to explore the zoo in surprising ways. Immersive experiences at the Kentuckiana Conservation Center, highlighting our partnership with Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources and new event spaces. So it's currently being designed. There is no opening date. It says down here that they are optimistic for 2027, which is 2 years later than what Wikipedia is currently showing. But
depending on fundraising, though, so like
it costs a lot of money.
It could be next year.
They're approximating $40 million.
Okay,
so
that's just
That's
just a couple river links.
They're still trying to raise the funds for it, and it hasn't even gone to public funding yet, I don't think. We hope to begin public fundraising for the project soon. So they're still planning, but I mean, you can imagine this. It's not an easy undertaking. You know, they have to plan the exhibits, what animals they're going to keep, make sure there's enough room for them, make sure people are trained to house them and take care of them. There's a lot that has to go into it.
Yeah. Most of the funds are, I would assume, always being put towards the animals first that are already there, and then existing things after. So
Exactly. And I mean, with the elephant move coming up, I'm sure there's expenses with that, you know. Transporting anything is expensive, especially in this day and age. And I can only imagine transporting live animals is even more expensive. So there's a lot going into it, but they're working on it. This is a part that I thought was really cool on the website. You can actually watch the meerkats and the Glacier Run webcam where the sea lions and seals are in real time. So I just kind of want to show that off because the meerkats, they're one of my favorites.
That's the Arizona penguins, isn't it?
That's what you called them, yes.
Okay.
I don't think that's true, but that's what you called them. I don't know if we can see any moving around right now. They might be eating. Oh, there's birdies, though.
It's live?
It's live, dude. The meerkats you can often find just chilling against, like with their sitting on their butts, legs spread, with their back against the wall.
Little birdie chilling.
It's
They good at camouflage.
cool. Well, no, they might be inside at this point. It's starting to get dark. Or they might be eating dinner. Who knows?
It's a good thing it's not like a two-way mic or whatever, dude. People would just be keeping them up. Hey, yo.
Right. But that one's pretty cool. And then the Glacier Run webcam, I think is pretty cool too. It's been kind of hard to see anything on this one, or maybe all of the seals and sea lions are already inside for the night. But I know when you're actually there live, you can see them popping up and like going from one area to the next, from the close one to the far one.
I wonder, like, if you're watching it like at nighttime, if these animals are just like partying and stuff.
It makes me want to
Like
see
flying.
like what they might do at night. But I think I know meerkats are at least daytime animals. They're usually active while you're there during the day.
They're not very active, though. They just kind of like...
Well, no, I mean, you see them kind of running around.
They're there,
and,
but
like,
they just kind of chill.
Yeah, they're very chill. Lemurs.
Man.
So I wanted to point out the FAQs because I think they started it out the best way possible. Because the first thing is, do you take in wildlife and injured pets? No, they do not. However, the next question is, what should I do if I find an injured or what appears to be an abandoned animal? And they recommend secondchanceswildlife.org, which is a local wildlife rehabilitator.
That's awesome. So, like, if there's like an abandoned like bird or like possum or raccoon or something, like, you can take them there.
Yep. It says, please remember native wildlife, including mammals, birds, and reptiles and amphibians, are protected by state and federal wildlife laws. The wildlife biologists with the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources recommend that people leave wildlife alone that appeared to be abandoned or injured.
Wait,
so
say it again?
It's a double-edged sword. Like, you can't, if you find one like out in the wild, you should probably just leave it alone. However, if you have one, you know, in your home or it's obviously injured and it's not going to make it, you can at least call Second Chances Wildlife to get some advice.
So pretty much don't interfere with it unless like it's already been interfered with, kind of.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of these other FAQs are really cool. They give a lot of detailed information about parking and prices and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that's all we got today. A lot of information, much longer episode than expected, but I think it's a lot of good information. And I really like talking about the history of the zoo and like some of the accolades, you know, being recognized for different exhibits and everything else. Just one more reason Louisville's the greatest city in the world. I guess
I agree.
I guess that. You got anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right. With that one, we will see you all next time.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Interest of the greater good for me to smoke a joint and calm down.
He is broken in half.
to prove that I'm great. And if you keep talking jive, I'm gonna cut it to 5.